Hello. So I thought I would record a quick video on my office setup. I primarily make solo podcasts. I do a lot of live calls every day. I usually am recording something at my desk. And so I have my whole desk optimized for recording content. It's like my workstation. I've spent a lot of money and time on refining this setup. So my goal with sharing this is not so that you're like, you need this or that, more so just kind of share like what I've kind of settled on because it's taken me years to get to this point of why I like this thing over that thing. So I figured I would make this lengthy video, more raw, and just kind of like walk through what I got going on. And I'm going to go through the whole office here. Come along and let's go by the office one by one. Now, first off, this is a home office. I've been here for, I think, going on 7 or 8 months now. So there's a side of the wall here, and let me do a quick turnaround that you never see. There's the door, the light switch, and there's mirrors, and then the floor here. Then there's windows here. Got 2 windows there, 2 windows here. Now, when you walk in through the door, there's a light. There's a fan up there. I put these pieces of sound proofing, sound insulation, whatever, felt up there. It's more so for aesthetics and really because I'm a bit of a minimalist and I need to have something in here, and just kind of also helps with sound. Anything that, you put in the room is going to help with sound. But yeah, so there's the closet here, which the mirrors and then these 4 windows let in a ton of light. It's actually almost too much light, which I'll talk about in a second. And I am not a fan of having this air conditioner here whatsoever, but my wife got it for me and she was like, you need this in your office. And I'm like, you know what? I can't complain with that. Because the windows let in so much light in here, it was getting so hot, and it was colder in other parts of the house. This is like a craftsman style home built in like the 1920s. It would get like 88 degrees in here, and it would be, 72 degrees in the other parts of the house. And I would just be burning up in here, and I'd start getting tired in the afternoon. And she's like, one day she went to Home Depot, she came back and she's like, I got you this. I'm like, okay. And even like today, I'm recording this, it's February, it'll warm up in here. Like it warms up so much in here. And yeah. And so I also always have this tripod. It's like a fancy tripod from Peak Designs, ready to go, just because I hate dealing with tripods and it's a really expensive tripod. I'm like, you know what? I'm super happy with the purchase, but I'll just leave it set up so I could just pop something on there, whether it's my phone or another camera. Cool. Well, let's go to the desk now. So on the sides of the desk, I have these headphone hangers that just attach via adhesive on the bottom of the desk. And these pair of headphones, I primarily use for editing. And I'm in the corner of the house, but I do have a baby here. And, there's other people, my wife and baby live here, my dog. And sometimes I just need to be in the zone. And using Bluetooth headphones, there's always like a little bit of a delay. So using wired headphones is the way to go. And I really like these ones from Rode. They're like little clouds on my ears. They're amazing. I use a sit stand desk. I've been using these for years. This one's from Autonomous. I really like it. I have it saved. So when I just press 2, it'll go to the stand desk or the stand setting that I like, which is awesome, which I might as well have going right here. On the right side of my desk, attached via a clamp, I have this light from Nanlite, which is, pretty cool. I can adjust the temperatures, and I only have 2 LED lights in here right now. I have this one back here and this one over here. And what's cool about it is underneath the desk, I have an Amazon Echo Dot, which will probably react to me saying that. But if I say, Echo, turn off video lights, it turns it off. And that one should have turned off. I don't know why I didn't. That's kind of funny. But if I say it again, Echo, turn on video lights, and it's just like that. I used to have a LED light over there, but the windows are so bright. So I just have this one, still kind of getting it dialed in because there's so much light in here and it's like harder to control. It's a lot going on. I have this tripod with a Sony A7C and a Sigma 16mm lens on here. And then on the front here is a prompter from Elgato, which when I'm doing like live calls in the Creator Club or any live calls really, I'll just put the person's, the Zoom screen in there so I can just talk to people versus looking at the monitor. And then, so it feels very much more personal. Also, if I'm recording content and I want to use the teleprompter for that, which I don't do all that much, but I could if I want to. I have it on this Manfrotto tripod. Pro tip, if you have something like this, I have 3 dots marked on the desk here. So if the tripod ever moves, say I'm cleaning it or something gets unplugged, I can easily, set it in the exact position that it was in, and I don't lose anything there, which is really helpful. I have this Ultima OC White Pro Boom mic arm, which is like the most ridiculously expensive mic arm in mic arm history, I think. I don't know how many, I want to say it was like $500 at least with like the attachment and think like the clamp I had to buy for it. But anyways, I really love it because I get frustrated with tripods, mic arms, things like that. I have like a short fuse with because I just want it to work. And that's why I go expensive on especially mic arms and tripods because it saves my sanity. And this one I like because I'm using it every day, I'm moving it out of the way. It's been well worth it. I would buy it again. I just don't want to go cheap on that, on like the swivel, because it's like always the swivel part that wears out, And then the microphone is a Shure SM7B, customized from the company Colorware, which I just made this design because not long after my daughter was born and like looking at like all the Little Tikes toys, I was like, oh, this is like kind of like a toy. So I wanted it to look like a toy. I need to tighten the screw right here. Speaking of, I'm all like, I just want it to work. And I'm like, it's a little loose. Got to figure out where that little slightly loose screw is. But yeah, the cable runs under there, goes over here to the Rodecaster Duo, which I absolutely love. I don't use all of the features in here all the time, but I really like the preamps in it, and I really like, I just really like it. I don't know. It's like, it just works, sounds great, and all that good stuff. Also on the desk is, let's go to the monitor. The monitor is Apple Studio Display. Like I said, this is not like some beginner setup. This is my career and work for myself. And I have, money to invest here. And and it is an investment because I'm using this stuff all day, every day. So I'm using the Apple Studio Display. I love it. It's smaller than the other monitor that I use, but the colors, which I keep a plain wallpaper because I don't know, I don't want overstimulating wallpaper. Some people do that. I'm like, how do you see all the stuff? Especially in this like new backdrop, like who's using this one? Like this looks cool in theory, but my eyes are like, this is way too much to be staring at all day. So I always go for like a low, boring wallpaper because the focus to me shouldn't be on the wallpaper. I don't even use this bright of a wallpaper. I usually go like dark like that, but for the sake of the video, I was like, oh, I'll make it a little brighter. And how I mentioned that I used to have an LED light over here, but I only have this one now. If I'm recording at night and there's no light coming from that side, actually, I'll just put on like a brighter wallpaper like this one, and it's enough to fill in from the left side if I'm looking at the camera right here. So kind of funny, but I just want less stuff on my desk if I can help it. So Apple Studio Display monitor is awesome. The colors are like unreal. At first, I just like couldn't believe when I was looking at it. I've had it for well over a year now, probably a year and a half. For the first like year, I was like, oh my gosh, these colors are incredible. I can't get enough of this monitor. I finally kind of settled into it. I'm like used to it. But then when I see other monitors, I'm like, oh, it's not as clear as my monitor. So yeah, to me, it's been well worth the price. Down here, I have this timer, which is always set to 50 minutes. It's my Pomodoro timer. I could use an app, but I like the physicalness of this. And because I'm like doing so much every day, I just want like, I don't know. I don't need like apps popping up all the time. I'm very particular about notifications. So I use this, I press it, it goes down. And then once it goes down, it sets a timer, and then I take a 10-minute break, and that's it. And I just leave it right there. Mouse. Finally, after searching for years of the best mouse that I like, that works for me, I finally figured it out. It's this Pulsar X2H Super mouse. I don't even know too much about it. It's like a gaming mouse. I don't really care for the ergonomic mice. I have those. I've spent too much money on different mice, and all sorts of ones, verticals, trackballs, the whole thing. Gaming mice to me, I like the best. I don't really game right now, but this mouse, I can't say enough good things about it. Then keyboard, I've been using this Keychron, I think it's K3 Pro. Fantastic, low profile, not too noisy, but satisfying to type on. I have like 3 other keyboards. Some, it's like a little fatiguing to type on because they're like, you have to press deeper. If you've never used a mechanical keyboard, they're fun to use. And really, to me, I'm just trying to recreate the feeling. I absolutely love the keyboard on this the latest MacBook. So I'm trying to recreate that. And this is like as close as I've gotten to that. Yeah, it's a little quieter on there. MX Keys by Logitech is also one that's kind of close, but anyways, I digress. Let's see here. I used the Apple, what's it called? Magic Trackpad, something like that. I use that for when I'm editing and I need to like zoom out on something. I just have like ingrained it in my head to just go over here and just do a lot of pinching and zooming with that all day. So that's what I use this for. So I'll just move my hand from here to there while I'm clicking around, and I'm much faster that way. Phone, I'm rocking the iPhone 15 Pro. MacBook, I am using the MacBook Pro M2 Max, I believe is whatever the top one is. Actually, I could tell you, but it probably show some code I don't want to show. But yeah, I believe it's the Max. I forget, it's the Ultra or the Max, whatever the top one is. Fantastic computer. I do, kind of want the Mac Studio, but like I have no real reason because this just cuts through any project completely fast enough for my needs. I have some external storage here that I keep like content, clips, clients, files on, because I keep 3 backups of everything, a couple in the cloud, a couple physical copies, and yeah. Also, I'm using this CalDigit. What is this? This is just a hub, but it's powered enough that you can use the Rodecaster Duo, because if you just had like a non-powered USB-C hub, you would not be able to get enough juice for the Rodecaster Duo, and the Rodecaster Duo wouldn't work. It'd have to be plugged straight into the computer. With this, I can plug it into here, and it has enough power. I also opens up other USB ports. I can plug in, an SD card to it, anything I want, just a nice little extension. And that's it for the desk. I try to keep it clean. I do have, actually, under here, a pair of wireless headphones, Sony's. I used to travel a lot, and noise canceling headphones is like my jam on long airplane rides, because I go around the world. And so I just love over-the-ear headphones. Fantastic stuff. For interviews, when I wear headphones, I am rocking these. Whoops. But I'm rocking these. They're like Shure, I think it's SE 425, I believe they are. Yeah, 425s. in-ears. They're like discreet, kind of out of the way. I really like them. Don't look at those cables. There's a footstool down there. I got a hat. And then over here, I write one line a day. I've been doing this for 4 years, I believe now. Every day I write down at least a couple sentences on something that I'm grateful for. And yeah, just helps me keep things in perspective and find the beauty in every single day. Got a Kindle, stack of books, some of my favorite books, and some like design inspiration, portrait of, well, caricature or portrait, I don't know, caricature portrait maybe, of my wife and I. And it's a me, Mario. Over here, we got cell phones. So I do use 2 cell phones. That one, I believe, is an iPhone 13 mini. So I have the smallest iPhone and the biggest. And it is weird going between the two, I'm not going to lie. I use this one for work stuff. Just how I mentioned like a couple minutes ago, I'm weird about notifications. I really, yeah, I am like really weird about that because mental space and all that stuff. It's a lot. So that's why I use 2 phones, because it's cheaper than trying to do everything on one. And it's a lot trickier to do that. I also like using the AirPods Pro. Big fan of it. This is a teenage engineering music beat making device called the KO2. I'm still learning it. It is not, needs to be plugged in, but it's really cool. Also has like similar keys like the keyboard. There's a Mecha Godzilla. This is a vintage restored, I believe it's 1961, Blau punked radio. It actually works. And they installed even some Bluetooth in there too, so I could put that in there. But the details, I mean, how cool is this radio? I love this thing so much. I got another Godzilla hiding back there. I've been really into Godzilla lately. A Shure Super 55 mic. I got this like to mess around with, and I was like, maybe I'll use it to record. And it's not nearly as good for like the type of content I do that like an SM7B or a Shure MV7 would do. But I just love the aesthetics of it, and it's like so classic. So I got the one with like the blue grill that's kind of hard to tell in there. And then sourcing down like just this stand, I was like, there's like one stand that fits. So I have that back there. Then I have this light, which is just to add separation between me and the background. Just adds a little depth, that's all. I would have never added that on my own, other than being given that suggestion by people that know a lot more about lighting than I do. Ukulele back here because it's, why not? I love playing music, and I've been learning the ukulele because I wanted to play for my daughter. Then I have like some charging cables back here that you definitely can't see on video, but are there. Kind of, I had them behind the chair. I also have this light back here too. This thing's fun. Coincidentally, I've used it mostly for playing with my daughter. But yeah, this is also like a light stick that I could, pretty versatile. You could put it in all sorts of places. Charging some batteries back there. I have this snake rug, which I love, and I got on Facebook Marketplace. And then I have this chair. I think I got it from Wayfair, I believe. I think it's the only thing I bought on Wayfair so far. And I normally don't get orange. I'm normally like a black, gray, dark blue kind of guy. But the orange has really separated me from the background and just helps add in a little bit more color and variety to the shots. Now the ukulele and the carpet match, and they kind of like, it all kind of matches. And I put up like a Canva mood board, I guess, if you will, before I bought stuff. And I showed my wife, who is like, works in event designs and visual designer. And she just gave me the sign of approval, but I picked out all the stuff. And then why not, real quick, before we wrap it up, I'll go through some records, because this is like the weird stuff that I can never really show because I never have time to. So we got a Ray Charles Story album. These are all albums, by the way. It's actually my wife's. I was like, this would look cool up here. Godzilla. This was like the original Godzilla soundtrack to it. We got the band Godspeed You, Black Emperor, one of my favorite albums. I wrote years ago, it was like 10 years ago, but I wrote first draft to my memoir, which I have not released or really edited since. I wrote like 80 something thousand words in 6 days when I first discovered this album. And I'm so like, it always holds a special place in my heart because it's amazing. Minutemen, which they're driving through downtown Los Angeles. I'm in the Los Angeles area. San Pedro, love Minutemen. Kraftwerk, Computer World, which is, there's a song on there called Computer Love. It's like one of the earliest synthesizer groups, if you're not familiar with Kraftwerk. If you hear the song Computer Love, which is an amazing song, Coldplay used the melody for one of their songs. I forget what the name of their song is, but Kraftwerk is where it's at. Charlie Crockett, Welcome to Hard Times. Fantastic, like modern country, which I'm not really a modern country guy, as you can tell, but it's so good that it was worthy to be on the wall. Turnstile, hardcore, like punk style music. That album, I think, just broke so many new levels for that type of music that I don't know a band that has done that in so long, or maybe even ever. So it's just so cool and unexpected, like a couple years ago. And I love that album. Like a Ship, Pastor T.L. Barrett and the Youth for Christ choir. That's like a Chicago choir. Amazing. A couple of the songs are like sampled on so many rap albums. And it's just like always positive and hope-filled when you hear that. Johnny Cash at San Quentin, classic album, obviously. Tycho, which is more like synthesizer, electronic music, but a minimalist album cover. And he's also a designer. Scott Hansen, ISO 50 is like his designer name. And I take a lot of inspiration from all of that stuff. A lot of the stuff you see here, that's why I chose it to be in my office. So I hope this was like helpful in explaining what I use. There's behind almost everything you see, there's so many things that I've bought that ended up not, being what I wanted it to be. That's kind of why I wanted to shoot this video. The other thing I'll say is on these two windows in front of me, I should flip this around again. On these two windows, at first it was just like nothing. I would just use the blinds, but still so much light was coming through that I couldn't adjust the ISO settings like right, my shutter speed. I couldn't get my camera settings right on my camera. So just recently, like a couple weeks ago, I put this like blackout film, which is used for like nurseries, on the windows. It's also helped with the temperature a little bit in here. So, it's going to get hot here again in Southern California. So I don't think I can get rid of that AC, but it's helped me be able to not have to be so overexposed. I can get the video picture quality much better. So it's been really good having that blackout on there. And then for the windows over here, there's technically like 4 windows within it, right? 4 window panels, but there's like 2 windows, whatever. I have this opaque film that I put over the windows to control more of the light. Also because there's neighbors out there and that's just weird, I don't know. Not that they're like going to be watching me, but I don't know. I don't need to like look out there. It's not like I'm going to look at their house. And so, yeah, so I have like a little bit of light that can still come through here, but yeah, it helps a lot. So that's like just an opaque film, super cheap on Amazon, $20 or something, covers the windows, got the blackout film there. And yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. I will link to the stuff that is on Amazon below in the description. And if there's something that you don't see in there, you have any questions about this gear, let me know. Catch you in the next one.